Hi everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to another amazing episode of Tolu Talks. If you would remember the introduction, every one of these beautiful women here, every one of them, they are married. And so we'd have to ask a question about marriage. We can't allow them go without asking that question. So I'd like to ask, attracting the kind of partner you desire, in attracting the kind of partner you desire, is love overrated in a marriage relationship? Is love necessary? Some people say they not feel the dish. That's why they are not yet married. And why some people say that they are waiting until butterfly is in their tummy. So is it overrated or is it a necessary ingredient for marriage? I'll start with Sister Bless.
Okay, so that's what you mean by is love overrated? Well, I would just say that love is just a necessary ingredient. It doesn't mean that you must fall in love with that person. Because if you say that, then how would you explain the marriages of the olden days? Where, the families just arrange, we like your daughter, and they live, right? There's no divorce rate then. So you can't tell me that you must fall in love, you must have butterflies before you feel that you can get married, right? So yeah, I think the thing is just to say that love is a necessary ingredient, but then it doesn't mean that you must have it. I think the most important thing is to make sure that the personality of that person is one that you can contend with, is one that you can live with, right? Is it the kind of person that you can live with? The love aspect, if the people of the olden days could do it without that, then definitely the love aspect can come later in the marriage. It's not going to be easy though, because you know that marriage is not always a bed of roses, right? So it's kind of hard to, if you ask me, my own personal opinion is that it's kind of hard to develop love when you're already married, because then after a while, maybe you begin to notice some things that is not exactly the way you expected it to be. So in that situation, it's going to be hard to develop the kind of butterflies you want to develop, right? So I would say that if you're thinking about developing butterflies, it's better done in the early stages of your courtship before you actually get married. But then I would say that love is just a necessary ingredient. You don't have to have butterflies before you get married to that. That's right.
Thank you very much, Ron. Mommy, do you want to?
It's okay, I could say 70%, I supported what she has rightly said. Why? When you say you want to overrate love in marriage or in courtship before they get to marriage, love is not the only thing that you should consider. No. I think love should be even in the middle, or if not towards the end.
Wow.
That is it. That you should consider. Why? Number one, she has rightly said in the mommies and grannies, those days, I don't think they know anything about love. And the marriage, went well. Number one thing you want to know about marriage is that, in those days, our mommies has a way of asking, even behind us. When you tell them, they did it for me, I tell them when they are of marriageable age, they will ask you, is there anybody in your life? Before they will go where they will ask, can she marry this one? Can this one happen?
Wow.
So that is number one. They want to know the home that particular person is entering. Because marriage is not meant for the husband and wife alone. The husband and wife came from one source. And they must know that if that wedding or marriage should be a successful one, then they should not forget the source that both of them comes from. By the time they forgot the source that both of them comes from, the marriage is collapsing, and it will collapse. That is just it. That's just the secret of life. Because the wife does not fall from heaven, neither did the husband fall from heaven. So our parents usually go ahead and say, from this home, can we marry them? What are the sicknesses that they have there? What are the clinical? It's one of those things. Use of nowadays to even penetrate to the homes that they want to go into. After praying towards it, you wait on the Lord, you pray, and God gave you breakthrough. Even if there are challenges in those homes, you will be prepared that, I know I'm going to face this challenge because the Lord gave me the go ahead. So that is number one. Then number two, the kind of physique of the woman you want is very, very important.
Really?
I'm telling you.
Mommy. Okay.
I'm telling you, she just rightly said it, because the thing you said you love with butterfly love or whatever, it's kind of slim girl, with figure eight, with everything. And when she got home now, she became a fatty and then whatever. No, the love will diminish. Let me just tell you the truth.
Okay.
So you want to know the kind of physique you want. Is it a dark person? Is it a light, fair person? And you want to consider the character. That is where the courtship comes in. You want to consider the character. Is it the one that really easily gets annoyed? Is it the one that doesn't care? So that you began to nurture yourself, correcting all those things after the Lord has led you.
Okay.
But if you say no, it's love, I love you to return with love. No, there are other things that you need to work upon before that love. And that love, it will continue increasing once you understand yourself, once the marriage is progressing, once you begin to know yourself, the love will begins to increase, and before you know it, you resemble each other in character, in behavior, and everything, and it will be glorious.
Amen. Thank you very much, ma. Mommy, that's your part.
Mommy and Sister Blessing has rightly put justice into this question. But if there is love cannot overrule, because in the days of our mummies, the life they lived during that time is not the life the ladies or the youth of nowadays is living. Because in the olden days, I could remember one of my sister, when he had to go to her husband's house, he didn't even know that man until that evening. Men just come into her family house. Where's Sister Kennedy? They just grab her, bam.
Wow.
And took her to her husband's house.
My
And as God will have it, they live. Most of them succeed. Most succeed, 100% succeed. But in this era we are, after you look at the background where you are going to, you have prayed, love must be there. If there is no genuine, unconditional love, because if you say, okay, I married this sister because so slim, as mommy has rightly said, if you give her back to maybe two kids and you become horrible. So if that slimmy one you see now, the love will go. You now continue to look outside, let me look for another slimmy girl that can fit that for home. But if it is unconditional love, you have the love right away from your bottom, that this one, after you hear from God, as what is now going on right nowadays, as a child of God, in quotes. But if you are not a child of God, you just see them outside, maybe because he has a car, he has clinical, you just grab him and you go to the altar. If God is not taking, that marriage is not last. Because all this, my mummies, as rightly said, you will not put it into consideration. I pray that the Lord will help us. So love is most important. Know the background, know the person you are, because you want to spend your life with this person. Marriage is until death do you part. The better part of your life, you spend it together. So you have to know each other. You have to know the kind of person you are dealing with before you enter into marriage. I pray that God will help us.
Amen. Thank you very much, ma'am. So if I hear everyone correctly, love is not like the only important thing in marriage, but it is very necessary for a marriage to work. Thank you very much. Please, I would like us to be brief with our responses because we just have a few minutes left. Thank you very much. Still on marriage, I would like us to wrap up that segment by talking about money. So is money powerful enough to make or break a marriage? We've talked about love. Love is necessary. The money, is money necessary? Mommy, I would like to start with you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Money is necessary in marriage.
Okay.
It can build and it can break the marriage. When you start dating each other, as a lady, I need this. Because you want to please me, because you love me, you go extra mile. You satisfy me. When we got married now, bros, sweetheart, honey, I need this. Maybe the first 1 year of the marriage, you are trying to cover up. And after a time, well, I don't have the money you ask from you. Money is so important. Know each other before you enter that marriage. Let your spouse know the amount you are earning. Don't base your marriage on deceit. When you don't have, when you are not up to, because you want to marry Sister Beautiful, and you go extra mile when you are dating, when you bring her home, that issue of money will affect your marriage. And if you are not transparent, this is how I'm earning, let her know. If it is your own bone of your bone, he will marry you with the little you are earning. But if you fail to tell the truth, both the lady and the man, there will be problem. And if money is not managed, I mean, it's not spent judiciously in marriage. If you don't, the two of you have to sit down. This is my income. This is how we want to spend it. We know that we, the lady, we like to look buoyant. We like to look to match our mate outside. Men can live by, not all men, okay. Not all men, but some, they didn't care. They can have 2 shirts, they are okay. But with lady, no. You have to iron all these things. If you are not really iron it, if God lead you together to have common purse, to be agreed between two of you. Maybe after your salary, you deduct something in that your common purse. Or if God leads your hand, you bring the whole salary, the two of you, you match it together. But it must be agreed on. If not, it can break your marriage. Because it will be one-sided. When we have upper hand in spending, and it can affect the marriage.
Thank you very much, Ma. Wow. Mommy, I would like to ask you that same question, but I would like to also emphasize that in the world of today, we have, maybe in the past, people, especially in Africa, men marry with the mindset that they want to take care of the needs of a woman. But I think lately, men are on the street are saying, please, if that woman is not earning so and so, if she doesn't have this, I can't carry another person's family liability on my head. I want somebody who can make something for herself. So it shows it's trying to prove that money is taking a center stage in the way homes are built now, or even formed in the first place. So do you think money can make or break marriage?
From my end, I will say money issue can break marriage. Why? If you are not an adult, you are not expected to get relationship, talk less of getting married. If you are not gotten to that level, to that stage, don't even think about it at all. And one of the things that you need to put to consideration in getting to that stage that you are of marriageable age, you might have achieved your certificate, achieved everything. If you have not gotten a job, please don't think about it. For a man, don't think about it. Just go on your knee, pray that the Lord should give you a job to fill your home. Because the Bible even puts it that way, and that is what the Bible says. Then we want to talk about it on the aspect of ladies. I think with this new era, it's not only man that is carrying the responsibility. So ladies should know that they are helpmates. So ladies should get at least something tangible that will be bringing in some income. So if you don't have any source of income, don't talk about money. So you cut your coat according to the cloth that you have. That is number one. So in that area, if both of them have a regular income and still maintain that one, they must have a regular income before they even think about marriage. It was those days that we marry, on the neck of our parents. That say that, oh, it's my first month. It's supposed to be my marriage. Marry now. I'll be helping you. The parents will be. But nowadays, I don't think this new era goes about that. It's a new era that needs both husband and wife to come together. Make sure you have a sustainable, if not even government job, create job for yourself. Find something doing that will be bringing in income for you before you think about marriage. So when you have a regular, consistent income, then I would say marriage, money will not break a relationship. But if that one is not there, definitely it can break it.
Thank you very much, ma. Sister Blessing, I'm sure you've heard from the two grandmas that yes, money is very necessary. But I know you are a Christian, a child of God. How should I, and we all know how powerful money can be. In fact, the Bible called money like mammon, like it's a god on its own.
It's the root of all it.
So, like as a Christian woman who should not, like, we are not carnally minded. We do not like the things of this world. Is money still able to make or break a Christian marriage?
Definitely, yes. Capital yes. Money can make and break a Christian marriage. And especially in fact, Mommy talks about making it in the sense that before anybody even thinks about getting married, if you're a man, for instance, the first thing they talk about is how capable you are. And when they talk about capable, they're talking about your achievement. What do they mean by achievement? Your financial capability. Because to even marry is not free, right? So do you have what it takes? You even say you want to go and take, somebody's daughter as a wife, right? So definitely money can make a marriage. You can definitely break it in the sense that so once someone becomes a liability, excessively a liability, and then disagreements begin to come in, and then that's when you have aggression, frustration, because things are not happening the way they're supposed to. And that is when it breaks the communication in that marriage. And once the communication is broken, the marriage is already gone. Money can cause a lot of things in a bad way, so definitely can break make a marriage.
Thank you very much. So, for anybody willing to go into marriage, that money is important. And for any marriage going through one situation or the other now, have you checked the finances of your family? Could that be where the challenges is coming from? Have you checked the communication part? Have you checked if you really love this person? Have you checked all those things? Have you prayed about it? Have you told God about it? And I pray that, like Mommy said earlier, the wine of your marriage will keep getting sweeter and sweeter. Shouldn't get is tasting sour at this point. Take it to God in marriage. Take it to God in prayer, and I'm sure it's going to really answer your prayers. But also, take note of the love in the marriage, the finances in the marriage, and like Sister Blessing said, the communication in the marriage. Thank you very much, Mas. I think we have very limited time, but I still want to ask this question, especially from Mommy who has worked in reproductive health before. So I'd like to talk about pregnancy. We have very limited time, but I'd like us to touch on the issue of pregnancy. I know everyone here has gone through that process.
Pregnancy?
Yes, sounds like so. I hear pregnancy is not always as glamorous as it looks. When people see newborn babies and they were like, "Oh, my ovaries! I want to have a cute baby like this," but people say it's not as glamorous as it looks. I've heard of people exhibiting several different characteristics when they are married. I've heard of people going through difficult pregnancies, and some people it's as if they didn't even feel that they were pregnant. Tell me, what is this like? The exact question I want to ask is like, what should young women or mothers to be expect or prepare to experience during pregnancy?
It's okay. When we are talking about pregnancy, we are talking about woman. And then when we are talking about woman, we are talking about, carrying baby. And when we are talking about carrying baby inside your uterus, we know it as a foreign body. That the thing that is not with you before, but out of, maybe sexual intercourse and the fruitfulness got there. So the things that pregnant women should expect, is a kind of broader lecture. But I want to tell you, when we talk about pregnancy being glamorous or beautiful, it is glamorous for those that are really prepared for it before they get pregnant.
So there's a preparation that should be done.
There is a preparation.
Can you just highlight them?
Preparation number one is that you must be of age before you get married. Marriage is not meant for teenagers. So I will not even talk of children. Let's talk of teenagers. Marriage is meant, pregnancy rather, it's not meant for teenagers. It's meant for an adult of marriageable age. And when we want to talk about the preparing yourself, you must be, you cannot just say you meet a man just anyhow without planning to get married, to get pregnant rather. Maybe out of wedlock, you just find yourself being pregnated. That pregnancy will not be easy. It will not be a beautiful one. But it's a kind of pregnancy that you really prepared, maybe after you are of marriageable age and you have your spouse and you plan for it. We want to start bearing children. Your mind will be at rest that you are in a good hand. And that is number one. Number two, you must have prepared your body. In terms of good food, in terms of rest, in terms of a kind of adequate exercise, so that you will be healthy. You'll be healthy to carry the pregnancy. That one is very, very important. If you are not healthy, if you have not nurtured yourself, you have not built yourself adequately, and you want to carry pregnancy, it may be somehow difficult and on the other side. So those are the kind of preparation that we need. Eating good food after you got your pregnancy right, not in the wrong way. Then you have your partner to help you, because there are some things that you experience during the early stage that are not palatable, but you have somebody to help you, to take care of those things, so that it will not be a kind of pressure or stress onto you. So after that one, when pregnancy comes, then you have to prepare according to Prime Minister. You have the first 3 months, then the 4th month to 6th month, then 6 months to 9 months. There are different things that you need to prepare for that. It's likely this thing happens. I call it foreign body. So definitely carrying a human being in your tummy, you must experience something. So you must have prepared yourself. So things that we experience in the first 3 months are different from the one that we experience in the 4 to 6 months, and different from the one that we experience in 6 to 9 months. So you must get yourself prepared for it, how to tackle them if they come. But some natures, we usually find it that they don't even know that they are pregnant. That's just the beauty of it. It's during that time that their skin will be shining, that they look fresher, they will robust. You think, is this one pregnant at all? It just depends on the hormones and the individuals.
Oh my God, I wish we could talk more on this, but maybe we'll try to do something about this much later. But thank you for that. And I would also like to say, Sister Blessing, can you just say 1 or 2 things about it, like briefly? Like how, the process of getting pregnant is very, very daunting. It's something that is worth preparing for. So after, maybe somebody that is as slim and beautiful as you are before pregnancy, and become went out of shape after pregnancy.
Oh my God.
And then it now started, like, I think besides being out of shape, emotionally, their body image, so many things is not just in place. How do they get themselves back to become their young, youthful self again before they actually carry the foreign body?
Don't use that language. It's not. I'm just using it to tell you that it's something that is not
before they carry the baby.
Oh,
the beautiful baby.
The beautiful baby.
Well, first of all, I must say that you may never actually get back to exactly the way you used to be. Right? So, so if you're expecting to get back exactly the way you used to be, you might be disappointed, right? I mean, people might say that, I'm still like where I used to be, but that's not actually very true. Because maybe they're just in the outside of it, but they don't know how the internal looks like, right? And some of my lifestyles have changed because, I had the baby. So, you said, how did the person get back to the
to become whole again? Like, they're confident, they're still confident about their body.
Well, first of all, you have to accept yourself. Accepting yourself does not mean that you don't work on yourself. There's a difference between not loving yourself and not working on yourself. So first of all, you have to accept yourself. And you have to accept the fact that it is normal for you to experience these changes, right? So when you love yourself and accept yourself, then you have a positive mindset towards actually working on your body the way you're supposed to work on your body, right? So yeah, exercise and healthy food, and you can even visit. Yeah, I know some people. Once they are done, they register, in a gym, and they start very serious exercising, dieting, and all of that. So definitely, it's not something that is new, right? What you're going to do is not something that is new. I had to do some exercise, after I had baby, but I didn't have to do so much because it's also a natural something. It differs from individual to individual. But I think the first step is actually accepting yourself and loving yourself.
Thank you very much.
Let the husband accept the wife.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I think I should still have a series with the men
Let
and
the
be able
husband
to
accept
know
the wife.
exactly
That
what they
I'm the
think.
one that makes her to become like this.
Because the
She
body
has
can
given
change.
me, yes, she has given me, precious something, so you should accept the wife the way the wife is.
Thank you very much. We are out of time now, but I'd like us to just mommy very briefly, like aging gracefully, like the more the person is growing older, the person is looking younger, the person is looking as if they've never been through life at all. Like, is it possible in women? And how, like, is there a thing like aging gracefully as a woman? And how can a woman achieve this? Is there a thing like that? Like, is it possible?
Yes.
Like, this person is 100 years old, but she looks like 50 years old.
It's possible. Like what my two mummies has rightly said, body chemistry differs. And it depends on how you handle your body. My sister said you accept yourself the way you are and you build on it. When you are advanced in age, some women accept that I'm advancing in age, taking care of myself, eating good food is not my problem. Maybe I'm not looking for a man again. Nobody is looking at me. That is the wrong perspective. You have to take care of your body, eat good food. As my sister rightly said, if exercise the little one you can do it. Put on something good. After eating, put on clothes, not to look as if you see a lady of 40 look like a woman of 80. They will not take care of themselves. It's not money all the time. It's the way you handle yourself and the way you treat yourself when you are a youth. If you are a youth, you are just moving about with men. When you become old, it will surely affect you. There is no doubt about it. But if God helps you, you keep your body when you are as youth. When you become growing up, 40, 50, 60, people will be just say, no, that mommy cannot up to 60. This my grandma now, if you say, this is grandma say, some will be, no, grandma is not up to. It's the way and manner you take care of yourself. So taking good care of yourself, eating good food, exercise, don't relax. These packages, if you have big boss, package it very well. So you look as if you are not up to that stage.
Wow. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I'm using my eyes to tell you to round off. Well, I really wish we had more time. But I'm glad this was able to happen. Thank you very much. I'm sure everyone listening have learned one or two things from us. Not one or two things, so much from us. I would like to thank everyone. Thank you, Mars, for your time. Thank you for choosing to be here, because you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here. Thank you for choosing to be here on Tolu Talks. And I pray that everyone who listens to this talk today, they would have one or two things that they'll be able to run with and make their life or their journey better. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And until I come your way on another amazing episode of Tolu Talks, I want to say thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Ma.